Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. On this channel we talk about all things positive within your fandom, and we talk about them in a positive way. This is Throwback Thursday, and on Throwback Thursday we talk about something fandom related, and then we give you a throwback movie that's kind of related to that in some way. So today we're going to be talking about Deadpool 3, and we're going to also address the first R-rated superhero movie, Darkman. So let's get started. Alright, so stick around to the end of this video because we're going to be talking about a little bit of Scream related news that I feel I have to tell you guys about. So you don't want to miss that. But in the meantime, we are going to be talking about Deadpool 3, and Deadpool 3 has been confirmed to be R-rated. I know in the past, a lot of people have assumed it was going to be R-rated. We now have that confirmation without a shadow of a doubt, thanks to Feige telling us that it was going to be R-rated. The movie is slated for a 2024 release, and from what I understand, Disney always intended to make this movie R-rated. They knew that basically you can't have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and not have it be the same type of Deadpool movie. So a lot of the jokes are said to be the same type of humor that we have grown accustomed to. And this has come from a couple different sources, so that's pretty much what we can expect. What we do know for sure, thanks to Kevin Feige, is that it's going to be R-rated, because there are still sources that are debating whether or not we're going to get the same level of humor, the same level of dirty jokes and stuff that we got in the Deadpool movie. And I don't think we have anything to worry about from this movie, because in the comics, Deadpool says a lot of the same stuff he says in this movie, just with a little censored sign. So people are saying if they do have him go unrated and, make this movie rated R, and they don't censor what he says, that he will never be able to cross over with anything. And that's not true, because very much like in the vein of the comics, they could just have him say stuff and have it get bleeped out. And I know that sounds silly, but within context of exactly who Deadpool is, it's not something that's out of the ordinary for that character. So I think that it will work to their advantage to be able to send him to other places, still even be the same Deadpool, and still maybe bleep him out when necessary. And that would be actually quite funny. It would be the much needed humor that Ryan Reynolds brings to the character, while still maintaining that he can and will do serious things along with the other members of whatever teams he teams up with in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Alright, so I want to know what you guys think in the comments below about this. Are you excited for Deadpool to enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe under Disney? What do you think the repercussions of making this movie rated R are? And do you think that it would be funny to have him team up with other movies and have him bleeped? Or do you think he needs to be suddenly PG'd when he is in another movie? So then we're going to jump now into our throwback movie review of Darkman from 1990. And Darkman is directed and co-written by Sam Raimi, who actually did the movie Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, we know that level of insanity that he brings to projects. Just look at The Evil Dead and know that, he was involved in some of the original Spider-Man stuff as well. So, under Tobey Maguire. So, that's kind of a little bit excited to think about. The movie is about a scientist who's murdered after his girlfriend runs afoul of some of this mobster's allies. And he ends up murdered. Or so they think. But in reality, he survives, swears revenge, and he's going to take them out, thus becoming the anti-hero, Darkman. Now, it's interesting to note that this movie was directed by Sam Raimi. And this movie started off, in fact, as an idea of his to bring to kind of, well, to kind of honor the Universal monsters. And when that didn't work out, it was like, okay, that's fine, but they were trying to obtain rights to the Shadow. And they couldn't obtain rights to the character of the Shadow, thus they used his character that was going to pay homage to the Universal monsters instead. That's kind of the shorthand of the story, although there is a little bit more to learn about this movie. I recommend, if you're interested in it, to check it out. It kind of has a bit of a weird history to itself. Liam Neeson was actually in it as Darkman in the first movie. This movie spawned 2 sequels, of which he didn't appear. But he does a solid job as the anti-hero Darkman and makes this movie kind of really fun to watch. Overall, I give this movie 4 stars for just the fact that it was kind of original and fun. And not to mention, it is the first R-rated superhero movie. But check that movie out and let me know what you guys think about that movie. Now, let's jump into that Scream news that I wanted to talk to you about just a little bit. I could have done a video on this topic about there being this Scream leak that shows a clip of the killer being unmasked, because apparently this is real. So it is out there, and it is a threat to anyone wanting to maintain the mystery of the movie itself. Unfortunately, we live in a time when the internet has become so much of an obstacle to surprising us within the movie universe that you have a lot of people who don't care. You have a lot of people who will spoil the movie just because they can, just to be mean, just to be horrible. And then sometimes they don't even mean to. They go, "Did you hear about?" and accidentally slip it out. So it's all sorts of crazy to have the internet be this prevalent within our movie-going experience that it can ruin the surprise. However, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to tell you straight up. This clip, it may be a real clip. In fact, it is a real clip. However, does that mean that that's the version of the movie that was actually shot? That doesn't necessarily mean that. So, when you're hearing people talking about this and getting to see this, keep in mind that this may not be the version that's even out there. And I don't encourage you to go looking for it just in case it is, because part of the mystery of Scream is finding out who the Ghostface killer is. This sort of treatment ruins the theories and ideas of creators and fans alike. It dislodges our expectations of the movie, because then we know what to expect going in. It also makes it so that we can't have our usual water cooler talks, our little virtual water cooler talks where we talk about it. We can't do that because there's the risk that someone in the comments is going to ruin the whole thing. So it's kind of unfortunate that this type of thing happens. But I wanted to warn you guys that this type of thing is out there, that this is sort of a confirmed thing. To be on the lookout. Don't go reading the comments of my comment boxes or anyone else's. Now, I do encourage you to leave comments on videos that you like, either mine or other people's. Definitely leave a comment, but be wary and try to not read anybody else's comments, because we still have 3 weeks to go. And I, for one, do not want this mystery destroyed for me. And unfortunately, as someone who is a creator on YouTube, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this ruined for me. And that is actually very unfortunate for me. But you have my personal guarantee that I will do everything within my power to have it not be ruined for you. Now, that being said, I can't be up 24 hours a day. I can't be up to read every comment as it comes in and delete it before any of my fans get to see it. So please, please be careful not to get a spoiler on this movie, because somebody somewhere just wants to ruin our fun. And because they want to do it, they have an army of people that will indeed try. And I, for one, just don't want that on this channel if we can help it at all. So I'm giving you that warning to be careful in any comment box talking about the Scream movies, whether it's mine or any other channels. But I'm not going to stop making content out of fear that someone's going to do that. I just want you guys to be as safe as you possibly can. Alright, so make sure you're leaving us a comment in the comment box below. Just make sure you're being safe while doing that about any video that talks about Scream. Share this video with all of your friends so that they can be a part of the conversation as well. But tell them also to be safe and not have things get spoiled for them as well. Then make sure you're hitting that like button. It does help our channel and we appreciate it so much. Miko says we need more subscribers. And look at this face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, fandom is family.